Hello everyone, welcome to another sharing of knowing your child's cognitive development progress through home learning. So this week I'll be sharing again the sensory motor stage, but the second sub-stage. So we begin first with knowing what home learning is all about. So I am really very grateful and encouraged to be part of this home learning community with so many mummies who are doing such a great job doing home learning with your children. So I gathered all my ideas from them. I've also asked them questions regarding home learning. Most of them are teachers, some are not, but they have such great awesome ideas to approach certain topic. So that is what home learning is. Any form of learning that is conducted at home. It could be reading a book or doing a simple puzzle with your child. So that is home learning, right? So without further ado, we shall begin with our sensory motor stage by Jean Piaget's theory. Now, Jean Piaget said that there are 4 stages to a child's cognitive development. The first stage from 0 to 3 years old is the sensory motor stage. Sensory motor stage primarily means all the senses of a child will be heightened, and that is how they gather their data or their input visually, audioly, or through touch and so on. Then from there they react with their motor reflexes. So that is the sensory motor stage. Last week I shared between 0 to 18 months, and today I'm going to share the cognitive development of children from 18 months to 3 years of age. So that stage or that age, coincidentally or maybe purposefully, in the childcare, it's the PG class or the playgroup class. So it's called playgroup because most of the time they are playing, but they also do some content learning. So let's get to know more about this second stage of the sensory motor stage of Jean Piaget's child cognitive development stage. Okay, so at this stage, the child is known as a toddler. He or she will begin to know more about specific objects or people having their specific places, or certain things that they need to do represent certain other things. For example, if they are to be washed and dressed in pajamas, they will know that it's time for bedtime. Or when they put on their uniform, they know that it's time to go to school. Or when daddy goes to work in the morning, he knows that he will come back in the evening. So his knowledge of people and place will be better now. And also at this stage, he or she will also possess that strong sensorial reflexes. So you might want to continue to have the sensory play sessions with your child. From water and colored rice, at this stage you might want to continue, or maybe branch out to kinetic sand or water beads or slime, because at this stage or at this age, children might not put a lot of things in their mouth anymore. So their senses will also be heightened, and most of the time they like to touch certain things. Yeah, so this is the sensory motor stage of the second part. Okay, over here, okay, ta-da! Over here, Sam is probably about little over 18 months, maybe 19 or 20 months. At this age, they are starting to be more alert. They can participate in play better. with you. So for interactive play at this stage is more fun. Over here, besides teaching her about colors, which she already know, but seeing color through these lenses are more fun. So we got them these plastic sheets that we used to make this with lantern. In our arts and craft days when we were in primary school. So what I did was to get all these different color paper, cut a hole in the paper plate, stuck them on, and get her to see the colors through all these colored plastic paper. So it's more fun that way. Through sensory input, the visual input, it's heightened, and you can see she's actually having more fun here. Okay. Then I got to know about this activity from my friend who sent her child to one of the playgroup class, and that is to play with paint. At this age, children will be more receptive to playing different things. In fact, they would like to have their chance to play with more, to have more messy play. So over here, what we did was, what my friend's teacher did was to dab paint. We used the primary colors because as you mix, the secondary colors might come out. There's yellow, red, and blue over here, and we on a piece of white paper, and we put them through plastic sheet and paste it and make it shut. So what we did was, what I did was to put Scotch tape at the end. So what Sam did then was just to use the thumb and just press and play with the colors. And when it's dry, we can just cut the plastic sheet off, and that was her first piece of art. Okay. The next stage, or the next thing that I introduce my children will be chunky color pen. This is the good stage for them to get to experiment with different writing instruments such as pen, crayons, anything thick that will be suitable for their grip. Okay, over here, okay, he is trying to trace the dotted line, which is something only probably N1 students would do, but no harm getting your child to do this now, just to try their best. This is also good to train their visual tracking. Visual tracking is a skill where you move your eyeballs from one place to another and follow the line. So this is an essential skill that will help the child in reading next time. Okay, then it is at this age, okay, that they are beginning to do self-feed, so they can hold the spoon better, longer, stronger. So you might want to introduce other writing materials or instruments to them. Over here, Scott's is his first time playing with paint. Okay. Then at this age also, the child, if your child is in playgroup, he or she might be introduced to symbols. Symbols will mean the alphabet or numbers. If I'm not wrong, in Hong Kong and certain parts in China, they are beginning to learn the different Chinese strokes already. Okay, so over here, Sam is matching the numbers to the board. Okay, so last week I shared that matching is quite an essential skill to teach. So rather than flashing the book and say, this is red, this is blue, this is yellow, so try matching a yellow block to the yellow color or red block to the red color. So this kind of movement and matching creates that link for the child between this yellow object and that yellow object that you have pointed out. So matching creates that link for the child to understand the world better. So over here, I bought this number set from Shopee. Okay, but I think you can buy it from Popular Bookshop also, if I'm not wrong. Okay, so over here she has employed the skills that she already know, which is matching to the correct number on the board. From matching, okay, this is how it looks like up close. Okay, it has a little hole there, so the number 3, the wooden number 3 is supposed to fit the hole nicely. Okay, so from matching it will go to number recognition, and from number recognition, as you understand, this is 1, this is 2, and you picked up the number 2, for example, she can say 2. Okay, from there you might want to go into sequence. So if your child can recite 1 to 10, she can recognize the individual numbers. You might want her to piece the numbers in sequence. Okay, over here she's doing double matching, so instead of just matching it once, okay, I asked her to match twice. So here she's taking the number 6, matching it to Eric Carle's book. This book is by Eric Carle. It's called Number Zoo. Okay, so she's matching the 6 properly as I read the book. Then she puts the wooden block down on the wooden puzzle, on the cardboard puzzle. So that is double matching. She picks up 6, she matched to the book, then she put it down on the puzzle. Then the other way that you might want to do it would be to use magnet numbers. So these are really can be bought easily online. So we have a whiteboard here. You might want to use the fridge also. It's good to move your home learning classroom from the living room to the kitchen once in a while. Okay, so over here, instead of putting the number after matching back to the puzzle, she actually put it on the board. So over here, you can see that she is trying to create a sequence by herself. So I will ask her to put 1 here. After she matched 1, she will take 2, match 2, then put 2 on the whiteboard. Then 3, 4, and so on. So she will create that link herself to the number sequence, and later she will realize that after 2 comes 3, after 3 comes 4. Okay, and I've also downloaded and printed out this number train, okay, from thoughtschooling.com or .net. Okay, you can drop me a DM if you want to know more about that free website. Most of the printables there are free. So I got this number train it comes in a puzzle format, and it helps her, here you go, to know the sequence of the numbers. And last but not least will be counting. This is by accident that I printed the number sheets in black and white. On hindsight, I think it's good that I printed it that way, because it will prevent Sam from matching the bare counters here to the numbers. So over here, she is counting together with me, and every time she count 1, she put 1 bear down, 2, she put 2 bears down. Okay, so from matching it goes to number recognition, number sequence, and last but not least, counting. So these are the 4 steps that she can learn, or your child can learn numbers gradually. Okay, from matching first, because she's able to identify the same symbol to the same one. Okay, then which is matching. Then from there she can recognize the number. Thirdly, she will know the sequence. After 2 comes 3, after 3 comes 4, and last but not least, she will be able to count and match the number after counting to the correct numeral. Okay, so over here, next I want to talk about the difference between content learning and abilities learning, or some psychologists call it, or education psychologists call it education psychologists. Is that the way to call them? Yeah, education psychologists. Yeah, they will call it learning abilities training. So content learning or content training will be to teach your child things that are content, like for example sun, moon, clouds, then colors and so on. But learning abilities will be to equip your child with the right tool so that learning becomes easier for them. So these at this stage, or at this age between 18 months to 3 years old, I'm beginning to introduce Sam and previously was Scott more learning abilities training activities. Over here, okay, because it's Easter, okay, I have printed out pairs of different designs of Easter eggs. I've cut them out, then I get Sam to match. At this age, she already know what is matching because previously I've taught her before, okay? But here, she is doing more by matching the design, the correct design and color combination to the next one, okay? So I begin here first with 8 designs with dual colors to make it visually easier for her to match. After that, you might want to go to more, okay? So over here, there are more Easter eggs with different color combinations to get her to match. I did this with her daily for a few weeks, but if she is not receptive and she doesn't want to do it, then we won't do it. So this is something to help her to do her visual discrimination. So talking about visual discrimination, there are 3 types of visual perception exercise, because at this age from 18 months to 3 years old and onwards, they use a lot of their eyes to take in information and do learning. At this stage or at this age, not so much of hearing. They do hear songs, but sometimes they don't really know what the song is singing about. So visually, the senses are more heightened. So over here, okay, I try to introduce more visual perception exercises to Sam. So this first is visual discrimination, which is the ability to pick out the differences and the similarities between different objects and do matching. Okay, next, oops, oh no. Okay, next one is this exercise that I did with her. A very good friend of mine introduced this method to teach her child. So and she gave the materials to me, and I carry on with Scott and Samantha. Over here, I've created different combinations of ice cream sticks, colored ice cream sticks, in fact. Okay, in terms of their, in different sequences, different position. We have some in triangles, some in the letter W, M, and so on. So over here, Sam is supposed to match the colored ice cream sticks to the cards. Okay, so this will help her visually, okay, for her to match, and it also promotes in fine motor skills. Okay, next one is I'm a big fan of Montessori materials. So this is something I bought from Shopee. It's called the Montessori knotless cylinder. I was lucky then because I was told by some followers that when I bought it, it came with the mat for them to match the size. But recently she found out that it's no longer available, but you might want to Google and print and then cut it out. So the red ones come in the same height but different width. The blue ones, different heights and different width, and green one and yellow ones are only different in heights. So over here, she's matching based on her visual perception the same size and color. Okay, so that's to help her as well. Next is something that's very fun that Sam always asks to do this every day. That is to match the animal's skin. Over here, while she was learning more about animals, we also get to identify and talk more about the animal's skin. So this is printed online as well. Okay, all I did was to print the skin and print the animals, then we use pen knife to cut out. So it creates that template, and she just need to match the ladybug, the pig, the elephant, the giraffe, and so on. Okay, so that is also to help her in the visual discrimination. From visual discrimination, okay, oh yeah, this one. So a nice friend introduced this way to train visual discrimination. I use cardboard and dot stickers. Then I pasted different combinations of dot stickers on the cardboard, and Scott, okay, and do the you can't see the lines because they are drawn in pencil, okay, but it's supposed to be in threes. Okay, so Scott, what he did was he take the different cards with the 3 different combinations and to match them correctly to the mat. Okay, from visual discrimination, we go on to visual tracking. So visual tracking, like what I shared just now, is important, especially for your child to read. I used to have the problem when I was young. When I'm reading one line, I'll just skip and go 2 lines down, the next line down, or I just skip words. So my teacher used to say that I have lazy eye, but that's not lazy eye, that kind of lazy eye. It's because my eye muscles were probably not exercised enough for me to hold that kind of focus when I'm reading. So you might want to help your child not have this kind of problem by doing some visual tracking exercises. So over here, I got this idea from Pinterest. I drew rainbow lines, and Sam is supposed to paste the rainbow dots by their colors, by their respective colors, on the line properly. Okay, then the next thing and the last thing I want to share is visual spatial relationship. Okay, so the 3 visual perception exercises that I've shared today is visual discrimination, visual tracking, and the last one is visual spatial relationship. So these can be printed, laminated, and you can paste them with the Velcro sticker. So this I got them again from thoughtschooling.net or .com. Okay, please check, or if you'd like to know, please DM me. Okay, so over here are the animals. Okay, what Sam did was to match the shadow to the animal correctly. So this is to help them in mathematics skills, help them in the distance gauging. So that is visual spatial relationship. Okay, and last but not least would be matching of animal tails, or the half part of the animal. If you do a lot of brain training for your child as he grows older, you might know, or you might notice that matching animal halves or object halves are one of the exercise that keeps repeating. So this is to help in the visual spatial relationship. Okay, so you can, I matched this with Eric Carle's book, Will You Be My Friend? Because in that book, part of the other half of the animal is revealed on this page, and as you flip the next page, it's just the first half. Okay, so over here, these are DIY, but you might want to print it online as well. Okay, just print, laminate the other half, and put Velcro, then match the animal tails to the animal heads or the animal body. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed today's short sharing. And I'll come back next week to do my last installment of Know Your Child's Cognitive Development Through Home Learning. Next week, I'll be sharing between 3 to 6 years old, and that will be the last of the preschool years before the child goes to formal school. Okay, see you all next week. Bye bye.